Beyond the basics, 4 surprising truths I learned teaching life skills to my autistic child. The skills we take for granted. Most of us move through our day on autopilot. We get dressed, wash our hands, and brush our teeth without a second thought. These are simple, ingrained routines we learned so long ago we barely remember the process. They just happen. But for many autistic children, these simple skills are not simple at all. They are complex, multi-step processes that often need to be taught explicitly, intentionally, and with a tremendous amount of patience. The journey of teaching these essential life skills is profound, and it reveals surprising insights that can change how we think not only about autism, but about the very nature of learning itself. One of the biggest surprises is that teaching a skill often begins weeks or months earlier, by building foundational prerequisite skills that make the final lesson possible. 1. What we call simple is actually a symphony of micro-steps. One of the first and most humbling realizations is that tasks we perceive as singular actions are in fact intricate sequences. To teach an autistic child effectively, you must deconstruct these tasks into their smallest possible parts. Basic task, like brushing teeth, can be broken down into 25 distinct steps. The process of washing hands involves around 17 steps, and even just gargling and spitting can require a 20-step breakdown. But the breakdown can be even more granular. For a child with oral sensitivities, the first step isn't even touching the toothbrush to their teeth. It's simply tolerating the toothbrush on the table, then on their cheek, then on their lips, a process of slow, careful desensitization that respects the child's sensory experience. This meticulous approach, known as task analysis, is necessary because it removes ambiguity. For a child who may not automatically sequence information or who feels overwhelmed by sensory input, having 25 explicit steps isn't restrictive. It's liberating. It frees them from the cognitive chaos of trying to guess the unstated rules of a simple task. This insight forced me to appreciate the hidden complexity in my own daily routines and to practice a deeper empathy for those who must learn them piece by piece. The counterintuitive power of teaching backwards. When faced with a long sequence of steps, our natural instinct is to teach from the beginning. Start with step 1 and move forward. However, one of the most effective methods for teaching autistic children is the exact opposite, backward chaining. In this surprisingly effective technique, you prompt the child through the entire routine, but teach them to perform the very last act of the routine. For example, when teaching the 25-step teeth brushing routine, the first skill the child masters is the final one, wiping their mouth with a towel. Once that is learned, you prompt them through all the preceding steps, and then teach them to do the second to last step, turning off the tap, followed by the last one independently. This continues, working backward until the entire chain is learned. This is the opposite of forward chaining, where a child learns the first step and is then prompted through the rest. While that method has its uses, backward chaining is uniquely motivating because success is the final, memorable part of every single practice. It ensures every learning session ends with a moment of independent achievement and immediate reinforcement, which builds confidence from a foundation of success. 3. The environment is a silent, constant teacher. Effective teaching extends far beyond direct, one-on-one instruction. For an autistic child, the physical environment itself plays a crucial role in fostering independence and reducing anxiety. It is a silent but constant teacher. By thoughtfully structuring a child's surroundings, we can provide continuous support and guidance. Key environmental strategies include visual schedules. Using pictures or charts to outline the day's activities provides predictability and makes transitions smoother. Seeing what comes next reduces anxiety and helps the child understand the flow of their day. Organized spaces. Instead of a single, overwhelming toy box, organized spaces mean having a clearly labeled bin for Legos, another for art supplies, and a specific shelf for books. This visual clarity eliminates the stressful search and find process, reducing cognitive load and preventing frustration before it begins. Sensory-friendly design. Many autistic children have sensory sensitivities. Using soft lighting, minimizing loud noises, and providing calming sensory tools like weighted blankets or fidget toys can create a safe and regulated space where the child feels secure and ready to learn. When I learned to structure the environment, I realized I was not just organizing a room. I was externalizing the executive functions that can be challenging for an autistic child. The visual schedule becomes an external memory aid. The labeled bins become an external organizational system, and the sensory-friendly design becomes an external emotional regulator. The room itself does the heavy lifting, allowing the child to feel secure and capable. Readiness to learn is more than just an age. We often tie developmental milestones to specific ages. A child should be potty trained by age 2 or 3, for instance. But when working with autistic children, it becomes clear that readiness is not a date on a calendar. It is a holistic state that must be carefully and individually assessed. This focus on readiness is a perfect example of a broader principle in autism education, assessing prerequisite skills. Before we can teach the what potty training, we must first ensure the how, the physical, cognitive, and emotional foundations is in place. Using potty training as an example, readiness involves multiple facets that go far beyond a child's chronological age. Physical readiness. Can the child stay dry for at least 1 to 2 hours? Cognitive readiness. Do they understand simple instructions like sit down? Communication readiness. Can they tell you they need to go, either verbally or through nonverbal means like pictures or gestures? Emotional readiness. Are they willing to sit on the toilet without fear or significant distress? It's crucial to remember this key insight from a parent guide on the topic. Not all signs need to be present. This multifaceted view of readiness encourages a more patient, child-centered approach. It shifts the focus from a rigid, age-based timeline to the child's unique developmental profile. These tools become even more powerful when they incorporate the child's passions. A potty training social story starring them as a superhero or a switch to underwear featuring their favorite characters can transform a routine into an adventure, honoring their individual pace and ensuring they are set up for success from the very beginning. Universal lessons in learning. The process of teaching life skills to an autistic child is demanding, but the lessons it offers are universal. These specialized strategies, breaking down skills into micro-steps, building success backward, creating structured environments, and assessing holistic readiness, reveal profound truths about what makes teaching effective for any learner. They remind us that clarity, patience, and structure are the cornerstones of building confidence and competence. How might we all benefit if we approached learning, for ourselves and others, with this same level of intention, patience, and structure?